Hi guys, this is a quick intro to the video. I thought you might need a bit of explanation of why we've jumped from downstairs back upstairs. Well, the reason is we were looking at doors. We're looking at doors for the underbuild, and because we can't buy the same doors new, we have to source some second hand. So we found some second hand doors that matched our existing doors, our upstairs doors. Anyway, went down to have a look at them. Yeah, we agreed a price and brought them. Not only did we buy the doors for the rooms, but we also bought the cupboard doors and we bought the wardrobe doors. So yeah, we had a bit of a result. While we were there, we noticed that they were taking the kitchen out. Anyway, after a bit of toing and froing, we ended up buying the kitchen. The kitchen was only meant to be a very temporary fix because it wasn't a lot of money. All we were to do is put it in, put the work surface on top. If we liked it, great. Move it around a bit so get used to the different ways we could configure the kitchen. Maybe paint the doors different colours so we could, make our mind up what colour we wanted the doors to be, because it was always going to be a paint finished kitchen that we had. Well, once we installed it or started to install it, we realised that actually it was a good kitchen and actually it looked nice. So we took our time and we did the things that we needed to do to make it look better, i.e. I took the hinges off and I put soft close hinges on there. The drawer runners had soft close drawer runners. We tiled it. We went the extra mile, I suppose, to make the kitchen look permanent. And now it's in, it looks great. So it's going to stay there for a couple of years. So that's why we jumped back upstairs. And obviously one thing led to another, so the kitchen led to lights. But now we're back, finished the kitchen for the time being, and we're going back downstairs. So yeah, that's the explanation, so enjoy. This is the original kitchen. As you can see, we've already painted one of the doors green just to see what it's like, because we wanted a painted finished kitchen when we buy a kitchen. Well, that's what we thought we wanted. So anyway, the original kitchen was just a lot of different units plonked into position with a couple of bits of granite thrown on the top. So yeah, here we go, taking out the sink, a couple of whacks with the hammer, and the granite was ready to come out, and again the good old hammer, a couple of whacks with that, and the bottom of the unit came out. We left the plumbing as it was because we felt that we probably want to put the sink back in the position that the sink was in because it was below the window. So we left all the plumbing as it is. But we got caught up, while it was out, we managed to take the tiles off. So we took the tiles off, hammer and bolster, and they come off. We had to take the adhesive off, and obviously underneath the plaster had a few dinks in it. So I replastered all the kitchen wall between the work surface and the top of the units. So that came out well. Up an insular unit. This is where me and the good lady will sit around and have our meals in the winter. Where I'm putting my head is where the fridge will be. The fridge will be an under-counter fridge. We'll also have a freezer downstairs in the storeroom, and that's where we keep all the frozen stuff that we would have. And also there'll be another a drinks fridge over the other side of the room built into the wall, so that will take all our beers and wines and soft drinks. So yeah, so that should work well. We're taking the top now down to the local carpenter. He has a factory, and he will actually round the corners off, splice the new bit in, and put some edging tape round for us. That's one of the bar stools that we brought. We bought them off Face Bay. Went and picked them up. They're great, they swivel, but they weren't quite what we want. So we've altered them and put a new top on and changed the colour, and they look great. Once we've finished playing around with the work surface and we finally got it screwed down to the cupboards and screwed to the wall, and it was not being moved again, we tackled the splashback. The bit above the hob was a 600 by 600 tile, and the rest of them were the 600 tiles cut down into 150mm strips. On top of the tiles and up the side of the tiles, you can see here we have like a white piece of trim work, so it finishes off that edge. And yeah, played around with them, took my time, put them in, and they look great. Here we are, finished job. Grouted with the trim on top, and I've put the silicone in. The silicone, I'm not great at doing it, so I use the old method of taping the work surface and then taping the tile, leaving about a 3mm gap, applying the silicone, wiping it off with a wet soapy finger, and then taking off the masking tape, and it gives you a perfect joint. Onto a little bit of electrical, just fitting a couple of lights in the kitchen and the lounge. We came across these from a hotel that was unfortunately going out of business or ceased trading because of the coronavirus. And yeah, I've also installed the under unit lights on the wall units and the lights above the units. This is our log fire. It's absolutely fantastic. It keeps the whole house warm, and we think, well, I'm hoping 3 nights ago was the last probably night we end up using it for the winter. It's now, without any heating at all, it's up to about 20-21 degrees in the house at night. Obviously drops a bit overnight. In the morning, a little bit chilly, probably 19. But you open up the doors and the windows, and obviously the warm air floods in. So yeah, it's getting to that time of year. So hopefully this will be the last time we clean it. It's not a major task. It's only opening the front up and getting rid of all the ash and just giving it a wipe down, filling it up with paper and a few bits and pieces ready for the next time you light it up. But it's a part of the thing that you have to do. Probably I'll do it, I don't know, when we're using it, I'll probably do it once a week in the winter. So yeah, it's not the end of the world, but it looks good when it's done. That's pretty much it. All we have to do now is give it a wipe down and a dust off, and yeah, stick a bit of paper in and get it all ready for the next time you light it. There we go. Had a wipe over. It's not fully summarised yet because I'm not 100% sure that winter's over. We're definitely into spring, but we can have cold nights here. Down to, I don't know, 13-14 degrees, and at 13 and 14 degrees I'll be sitting here with a coat on, so the fire would go on. But when we finally finished with it, we do exactly what I've just done, cleaned it out, give it a wipe over, and then we use this special fire black, and it's just like boot polish. You just really wipe it all over, and it just brings it back to nice dark black, and it makes it look pretty really. Yeah, but it's a good find. We bought that from the UK. My wife, bless her, got on the phone and found it in a place called Telford, which is about 250 miles away from where we lived. The guy only wanted 150 quid for it, so we drove up there in a smart car. His house was elevated by about 100 foot, and there must have been 80 steps to take it down, so I had kind of one look at it and said, nah, that's not for me. So we got a removal company or a courier company in and paid them a couple of £100, and they delivered it down to us, and we dragged it across the channel, and here it is. But it's actually a very good fire. And the good thing about it is we got lucky. We didn't realise we've had an open fire. We've had a log burner before, but really hadn't paid too much notice to how they work. And with a log fire, the downside is for me is when you open the front here, any ash spills out onto that tray. But this one here has got a top loader, so you can actually put the logs in from the top. So once you've got it running, once you've got it up and going, obviously you light it from the front, close the doors, and then you just fill it from the top. So you never get any ash or anything coming out of the fire. It's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it's like a little toy. It's great to look at in the evening, in a winter's evening when you're sitting there with a nice glass of red wine that's glowing away, throwing out kind of free-ish heat. But yeah, so that's that for the time being with the fire. And this is the completed article. See, the peninsula has been rounded off and the bits spliced in. New hob and kettle. Splashback all done, all finished. Kick plate installed. Pictures hung. And lights finished. Here from a different perspective. Again, you'll see the fridge that we have at the moment. It's a gas fridge, but obviously when the solar goes in, that fridge will go, and so will that colour bottle, and it'll be installed and it'll be an electric fridge. LED lights installed below the units and above the units. And again, in the next video, me looking pleased with myself, fitted the wardrobe doors and architrave and the framework in the bedroom downstairs. Also, I got my chainsaw out and did some pruning on the olive trees. Also, I did some pruning on the good lady's hair, but I did that with scissors. And this is a result of the pruning of the olive trees. Well, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give us a like, and if you're new to the channel and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Okay, see you in the next one. Cheers guys.